we need to be. We can start filming.
You know, it's not the tool so much as it is the imagination you put into it. You know, and of course, you know, when your budgets increase, your equipment increases.
Right.
You know, I mean, you're not going to go put $1 million into a movie that you shoot on a handycam.
Right.
You're just not going to do that.
Right.
You know, or you shouldn't do that.
Right.
You know, put some of that $1 million towards a bigger budget. But you know, if your budget's $500, well, then the handycam is right where you need to be. You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying? So it's all relative. It just kind of depends on what you're doing and what your goals are and how much money you have to spend, how much money you have to lose.
That's right.
You know, because you know, filmmaking is an interesting process. And people think, oh, I'm going to go make this movie and I'm going to make a ton of money, and it's like, well, I got news for you. You know, it's going to take a long time for you to make your money back. You're going to have to stick with it. You're going to have to market the hell out of it.
Let me tell you.
And
I talked to my son the other day. I was like, you know, whatever you decide to choose as a career, don't choose it based on money.
no, do something you love.
If you do what you love, you can do it with quality, and the money just falls in your hand. It's an automatic 1, 2, 3 process.
Yeah.
And it's the starving artist concept. I'm not a starving artist, so I guess I like to work and more than I like to do anything else, because I will go to work.
Yeah.
And then, you know, and it's for shame on me, you know. It's like I envy guys who need to be like, you know, I'm just gonna be a musician. I'm just gonna shoot movies. I'm just gonna be a photographer.
Yeah.
I envy them, and they make it.
Yeah.
They make it. I mean, it's like, because you live your lifestyle based on, you know, I have clients that pay me to take photos, so I know I need to budget my lifestyle like this. I live my lifestyle based on I get a check every 2 weeks.
Yeah. Right.
How big can I make that check?
Yeah.
You know, and I create for fun, and I get to, you know, my hobby, I get to not talk about work, and I get to have fun doing technical stuff. When I go to work, is technical stuff for work. You know, it's like I got a deadline, I got a report, I got to generate.
Yeah.
So the aspects of it is, I would rather for a person to be like, hey, I'm going to give this 100% and not worry about the money.
I think what you got to do is give 100% to everything you do, or
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, and live the lifestyle that way. And I think that is a ultimately creatively successful person.
Yeah.
You know, and I get torn between the business aspect and the creative aspect. And then,
Well,
you know,
but you really do have to marry those two aspects. I mean, when you think creatively, you have to think creatively within the format of what is going to be commercially successful.
that's true.
Because
I mean,
no one wants to see your art.
Yeah,
You're not going to be making it very long.
you're right, and that's the challenge, right? Because I was just watching this interview today with Questlove and John Legend. They just made a CD, and it's a lot of cover songs. So it's basically, like you said, the anti-now. It's not commercial. It's not what's popping. It's not what's latest. It's not going to be anything that you've heard recently. It's feel-good music, quality music, respect to past musicians, etc., etc. All in the music nerds world. It's great, but it may or may not be commercially successful.
Right.
And that's Prince. I always think of Prince when I think about that. You know, it takes nuts, man.
Yeah.
It takes balls. But at some point, you either say that's who you are, or that's not who you are.
But the other thing that's kind of cool in today's world with the internet and the exposure to, you can micro niche product.
That's right. That's right.
So as long as you don't have too much money into that product,
right,
you can carve out a niche where you can get a return.
all right, and it can be marginally successful.
Right.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. And it's just funny that you mentioned that, because if you're not willing to make $1 in your project,
Yeah.
then what makes you think you're gonna make $1? Or you're gonna make 10,000?
Yeah.
You have to be willing to make $1 profit at a time.
Yeah.
$1 profit at a time.
Yeah, I mean, it's you just kind of eke it out as you go along.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, every DVD I sell, that's
Right.
that's another $20.
Exactly.
You know, it's and it's
Exactly.
like, and that's a long process
Yes.
to build back a
Yes.
film budget. You know.
I know it is.
And it's interesting because one of the things I've learned about distribution is it's a big boys game.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the studios have so much money to get behind and market a product, and you will never have that much money as an individual, or the ability to go to a media outlet and say, well, no, I want an ad for this at this much because I've got
Right,
I don't have
right.
horror films coming out.
Yeah.
And you want my business, and if you want, so cut me a deal on this.
Exactly.
Or you know, and to be able to have that kind of leverage with your product.
Right.
So it's a challenge for the smaller guys, but I think the trade-off is that you know you control your rights and you get your product out there and you grow slowly.
And it's a lifelong challenge.
It's you know. Yeah.
I mean, and the thing is, if you love it, you enjoy doing it, you're gonna be like, man, I've been doing this 10 years, and I feel good about it.
Yeah. Don't do it for the money. Do it because you love it.
Don't do it for the money, and the money will be there. I see you have a good plan. I'm gonna be your shadow. You can come out in the morning and be like, oh, I'm just jogging. So we're going there, yeah, but I appreciate all the information you shared with us.
Hey, thanks so much for having me on the show.
Thanks for
really
coming
enjoyed
on
it.
the
You guys
show.
are great.
Thanks for creating Splatterfest. I found out about it through Stormy, but I'm gonna tell everybody I know about it.
Yeah, thank
so
you.
that was one of the questions I had about the animal.
Yeah.
We can get everybody to come out.
Get everybody.
That's what we want.
Get
Yes.
as many people to come out to the Alamo.
Yes.
Not only for the Splatterfest screenings, but come and check out Horror Fest. There's 6 great films, feature length, by Houston directors, and you're really going to enjoy this. It's Stacey Davidson Sweatshop. There's The Flesh Keeper, Wayne Slayton's Back Road. My film Spirit Camp, which you can get at spiritcampmovie.com.
That's right.
The world premiere of Zombified by Todd Cook and Joe Grassafi's Dead of Night.
All right, Joe. All right, that's great, man.
So before we go, splatterfest.com.
That's right.
Spiritcampmovie.com.
That's right.
CarrieBuyer.com.
Oh, there you go. For the photography.
For the photography.
Yeah.
So when you need pictures,
I saw your
I'm
work.
your guy.
I saw your work. And that was the funniest thing when I met you. I was sitting with Mika, and she was like, yeah, he shot my photo, he shot my headshot. And one of the young ladies was asking, well, how did he do, how did he communicate with you? Did he give you these instructions? And she was going through that, and I'm pulling you up on Facebook, and I'm checking you out. You get some self photos up there, and then you walk through the door. And I'm like, I was just looking at this, like, wait a minute. I know that dude. So that was great. That was sweet. So, yes, your reputation precedes you.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
She was bragging on you, and it was worth it.
No, she's a beautiful girl. We got some great shots for her.
Yeah.
Oh, before we go, I want to give a shout out to Comic Palooza. We're going to do some cross promotions with them. They're going to be coming out to Splatterfest. They do a horror, or not a horror, but a comic convention. Okay. I think it's going to be at the beginning of the summer. We did it last year. We sold a ton of Spirit Camp DVDs. Had a great response. Yeah. So that's going to be a great thing for filmmakers.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what we're going to do. What we'll try to do is keep as much information, current information, on the 3 Go Show.
Oh, awesome.
Because we always do current events.
Yeah. And
we like to cover news. And we will make sure to say, hey, if you're an independent filmmaker, if you're into comics, if you're into, check out this is going on right now. We haven't given that much love to the film industry or the music industry on that avenue. We've talked about, there's a new CD out. But we haven't talked about, hey, go to this convention.
Yeah.
Go check out this. Go get your work submitted. Go network. Go meet people. So, we will do better about connecting everyone with your interests, your hobbies, and what's going on currently.
Yeah.
So, which is, one of the things Splatterfest is for me. This is my hobby, my energy. I love being creative.
Yeah.
I love being in front of the camera, writing, etc. So, I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much for the support.
Hey, thanks for coming out.
Awesome.
All right. We want to thank all y'all for tuning in. Remember, you can check out the videos at ustream.tv/3zo, youtube.com youtube.com/3zo, and on Facebook as well. You can look me up. You can shoot us a text message. You can shoot me a text message anytime. Don't prank call me during the show. That's already been done. That show yesterday. Don't do it again. 281-804-9342 if you need to get in touch with me. MC?
713-483-4352.
That's right. And shout out to Michael Colburn again. And Joe Grassafi. That's right. I'm getting messages now. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We'll see you at the top. Love is love. Peace.